Good evening, students. Today we will start a new chapter. We'll begin with mechanical property of solid. So first of all, we will begin with what is solid. A solid body has a definite shape or size, and the solid bodies are not perfectly rigid. So when we apply a sufficient large external force, the shape or size of a body will change. When we leave or when we remove that force, the body may or may not be able to gain the previous shape. There is one property known as elasticity. In this regard, the elasticity is a property of a body by the virtue of which it tends to regain its original size and shape when the applied force is removed. So elasticity is the property of a body by the virtue of which it tends to regain its original size and shape when the applied force is removed. This is known as elasticity. The temporary deformation will be called as elastic deformation. So elastic deformation, my apologies. Now if we apply some external force on a plastic or a body, when the body will not regain its previous shape and gets permanently deformed, then that object will be known as plastic, and this property will be called plasticity. The putty, mud are close to ideal plastics. Next is plasticity. When we remove the applied external force to a body or object and it have no gross tendency to regain its previous shape and gets permanently deformed. This property is called plasticity, and these object substance will be known as plastic. So after we get introduced to the basic property, the basic difference of elasticity and plastic, now after this we will understand what is stress, what is strain, what will happen when we apply a certain force to a solid. So first important thing is the stress. When forces are applied on a body in such a manner that body is still in static equilibrium and it is deformed to small or large extent depending upon the nature of material of the body and the magnitude of deforming force. So the deformation may not be noticeable visually, but but in many materials it is there. So when a body is subjected to a deforming force and a restoring force is developed in that body, then this restoring force will be equal to the force applied in magnitude but opposite in direction. This restoring force will be known as stress. So the stress is when I am applying a force, a deforming force on an object, and there is a small deformation take place, then to oppose that deformation, one restoring force is developed. That the developed restoring force is equal in magnitude and opposite in direction to the applied force. Okay, so we can explain stress as the restoring force per unit area, and it will be given as magnitude of stress equal to F upon E, where F is applied force and A is the area of cross section, the area of cross section of body. The SI unit of stress is Newton per meter square, Newton per meter square for the stress. Dimensions will be given as ML minus 1, T minus 2. In next session, we will study about the type of stress, strain, and proceed with the chapter. Thank you.